everybody, Mark, aka the Nerdy Punk, back again today for a new video. Hope you all are doing well. Today I'm going to be going through my entire collection of Criterion Collection movies, and I've been wanting to do one of these videos since the November sale because there are a few titles that I haven't really updated you guys on, and I want to kind of run through these pretty quickly. Last time I did a complete Criterion Collection video, I spent quite a bit of time talking about each film. In this video, I'm just really going to show you guys each movie, and I'm not really going to talk too much about each one. If you do want my in-depth thoughts on any of these titles, I am going to plan on starting a new series on the channel where I go through all of my Criterion movies, and I'm going to try to do a review on each movie. And the first episode of that will be up at some point this weekend, where I'm going to be talking about Ang Lee's The Ice Storm, which is spine number 426, I believe. So I will be talking about that film. I'm just going to kind of pick randomly throughout my collection the movies that interest me at the time and watch them, and then give you guys my thoughts on each release. So my Criterion collection is in this shelf here. You can see I have an extra shelf down at the bottom that's not full, so I have room for expansion. But at the very top, I have the Ingmar Bergman Cinema box set. And eventually, when I work my way through this, I do want to do a video reviewing the entire set. But it is 39 films, I believe, so there's a lot of stuff to work your way through. So don't expect that video anytime in the near future, but I do want to make a video on this. Alright, let's hit up shelf number 1. Alright, so this is my first shelf of Criterion titles. I'm going to pull them one by one. They are in spine number order. So we are starting out with spine number 3, which is The Lady Vanishes, Alfred Hitchcock. That's one that I need to watch. I've got a ton of backlog titles here that I need to get to. We have The Silence of the Lambs, which is spine number 13. Great film. Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom. That is spine number 17. Very shocking film, but certainly a good one. Brazil, from Terry Gilliam. Spine 51. I need to watch that. Then we have Do the Right Thing, from Spike Lee. Spine number 97. Next up is spine 190, Throne of Blood, from Akira Kurosawa. My first Kurosawa movie. I need to get Seven Samurai. I've never seen that one, but that feels like a film that every Criterion collector needs to have. Next up, spine 220, Naked Lunch, from David Cronenberg. One of the few Cronenberg that I haven't seen from the collection. Spine 248, we have Videodrome, also from Cronenberg. Spine 339, Yi Yi, from Edward Yang. Spine 408, Breathless, Jean-Luc Godard. This is the film that I'm going to be talking about in the first of my Criterion Collection reviews, and this is The Ice Storm from Ang Lee. Just watched this last night during an ice storm, actually, so it was a very immersive experience. I loved that film, can't wait to talk about it. Spine 476, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is the only Criterion Collection Blu-ray in a blue case. This is how it released when it came out. It was released in conjunction with Paramount Pictures, and I don't really think they knew exactly what they were doing. It was one of their early Blu-ray releases. So it stands out like an oddball on the shelf, but it is a Criterion Collection release. Next up, we've got Che, which is spine number 496. It's got part 1 and 2 of the film there. Still need to watch that one. When I bought that, I thought it was a documentary. It is not a documentary. It is a dramatization, I think is the word, of the life of Che Guevara. Spine 512, Vivre sa vie, my first Jean-Luc Godard movie. that I ever watched. Next up is House, or Hausa, I believe is how you pronounce it in Japanese. Spine 539, fantastic Japanese horror movie, very weird. Antichrist, Spine 542. Lars von Trier, one of my favorite exploitation horror movies, lots of fucked up stuff, which I enjoy. Kronos is Spine number 551, Guillermo del Toro. Spine 562, Blowout, as you can see, still in the plastic. Haven't watched it. I need to watch it. That's one of the oldest ones in my collection that I still haven't watched. The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin. That is Spine number, what is that? I don't even think it'll focus on the camera. 565. Spine 591, 12 Angry Men, classic. I have seen that one. That is a fantastic movie. Spine 666, very appropriate number, The Devil's Backbone, Guillermo del Toro. Spine 700, fantastic Mr. Fox, Wes Anderson, still in the plastic. And then, let me kind of adjust the camera here so I can get to these other ones. I'm working out with this tripod, so I apologize if the angles aren't great. This is my first time using a tripod for a video like this. Let's see, Spine 705, we have Breaking the Waves, also from Lars von Trier. And then Spine 712, Scanners from David Cronenberg. And Spine 723, Y tu mamá también, from Alfonso Cuarón. Alright, that's the first shelf. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and we'll hit down to shelf number. Alright, on to the second shelf. First up, Spine 761, we have Valerie and Her Week of Wonders. Spine 777, The Brood, fantastic Cronenberg movie. Spine 779, Mulholland Drive, from David Lynch. Spine, what is this? 794, Inside Llewyn Davis, underrated Coen Brothers movie. Spine 800, The Graduate. Spine 804, one of my favorites in the entire collection, A Brighter Summer Day, from Edward Yang. Spine 808, The Kennedy Films, of Robert Drew and Associates. Spine 821, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Spine 826, The New World, Terrence Malick. Spine 835, Valley of the Dolls. Spine 838, Pan's Labyrinth, more Guillermo del Toro. Spine 888, Stalker, from Andrei Tarkovsky. Go back in there. Spine 890, Meantime. You can see I haven't opened this one yet. This is Mike Leigh. Excited to dive into some of his work. Spine 896, The Lure. Spine 898, another one of my favorites, Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me. I love David Lynch. The Criterion Collection has really led to my newfound obsession with David Lynch. Spine 909, Night of the Living Dead, classic. Spine 924, Graduation, from a phenomenal filmmaker from Romania. Do not know how to pronounce his name properly. My best guess is Christian Minju. I'm sure I butchered that. Spine 928, Bowling for Columbine, great Michael Moore documentary. Spine 958, more Christian Minju, 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. Spine 977, Blue Velvet, another one of my absolute favorites. Fantastic work from David Lynch. Spine 982, Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Spine 1014, got Roma. Let me actually move the camera over a little bit here so you can see the rest of these. Spine 1019, Bamboozled from Spike Lee. Spine 1025, The Grand Budapest Hotel from Wes Anderson. Spine 1034, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And Spine 1035, Come and See, which is still in the plastic. I need to watch that. Alright, we are going to head down to the final row of titles. Alright, so I apologize if the angle is kind of awkward, but we're pointing down towards this last row. As you can see at the end, I have the World of Wong Kar-wai box set here. Almost running out of room, I'm going to have to move that down to the bottom shelf. And then I have another box set that I put here at the end because it doesn't have a spine number. However, as you're going to be able to tell, the inside titles all have spine numbers, but I just chose to put it at the end. So I have the 3 films box set from Andre Gregory and Wallace Shawn. And you can see the 3 films included there. They do have spine numbers individually when they were released individually, but I just put this at the end since the set itself has no spine number. Alright, first title on this last shelf, we have spine number 1038, I believe. Marriage Story from Noah Baumbach. Fantastic, one of my favorites of 2019. Spine 1041, The Comfort of Strangers. Spine 1051, The Elephant Man. A David Lynch work that I need to watch. Spine 1054, The Fantastic Parasite from 2019, Best Picture winner. Spine 1057, Ghost Dog or The Way of the Samurai. My only Jim Jarmusch movie at the moment. Spine 1058, The Irishman from Martin Scorsese. I love how Criterion has been putting out a lot of these Netflix releases. These Netflix exclusives are getting physical media releases through Criterion, which I think is fantastic. Spine 1059, I have this stretch here where I have every spine number for a little while. We have Crash by David Cronenberg. Fantastic movie. Spine 1062, The Rolling Thunder Review, Bob Dylan documentary by Martin Scorsese. Spine 1073, Memories of Murder from Bong Joon-ho. Fantastic film. Honestly, has become one of my absolute favorites. It's just as good as Parasite for completely different reasons. Spine 1075, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Great comedy from the 80s. I loved it. I didn't get to check it out for the first time until I bought the Criterion release, and I absolutely adored that one. Oddly serious for a movie that portrays itself as very, funny, and it is funny, but it's got a lot of serious moments too. This is Afterlife from spine number 1089. Need to check this out as soon as possible. Heard amazing things. Spine number 1098, The Damned from Lucido Visconti. Fantastic film. And of course, the classic spine 1104, Citizen Kane from Orson Welles, the very first 4K release from Criterion. Now, I have a couple of complaints with this. I really don't like the packaging on this. I think they could have done a much better job. It's very awkward. And then also another complaint, because of the packaging, it's so wide that it sticks out a little bit farther than the rest of the releases, and that drives my OCD nuts. But it's a great film. I'm glad it has a 4K. I didn't own it on Blu-ray, and that was a travesty. It's not necessarily my favorite film of all time, but it's certainly has this reputation as being one of the greatest ever. Alright, so that is my Criterion collection. Every Criterion that I own up till this point. I think we're around 60 at this point. I've had 3 full Barnes & Noble sales that I've participated in, and before November 2020, I already had a couple Criterions, so I had a little bit of an experience with them before, but I'm 3 sales in. I can't wait for the flash sale that's supposed to happen by the end of February. And then, of course, this summer, we've got plenty of opportunities with the July Barnes & Noble sale to expand the collection. But it's a small collection, but I love it. And even with it being small, there's still a lot of titles and a lot of undiscovered gems that I've been overlooking. So go ahead and leave me a comment down below, actually. Out of the titles here, what do you recommend the most that I check out? Again, I've seen most of these, but there's certain titles that I certainly haven't gotten around to yet, some of which I mentioned on this video. So I'd love to hear your thoughts as to what your favorite title is among the group that I have. Look forward to my discussion on the Ice Storm coming up this weekend, and hope you all have an amazing weekend. See ya.